Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. So in this today's session, we'll discuss about how can we access the rows from the data frame in Pandas. So in the previous session, we have discussed about how to create the data frame in Pandas, and now we'll see how to access the elements, right? So accessing or slicing, we can also call this a slicing. So accessing means we are having a function called head. This head function is used to get the first 5 rows. First 5 rows will be displayed. Okay, and if you give any parameter here, the number of rows to be displayed, that many number of rows will be displayed. For example, if you give here as a 3, the 3 rows will be displayed. First 3 rows. Similarly, there is one more function called a tail. So this tail will give the last 5 rows. It will display the last 5 rows of the table, and if you pass any parameter here, the tail of the number of rows, that will be displayed here. If this number of rows is 4, some 4 rows will be displayed here. The last 4 rows. And there is one more function called describe. So this will give the basic mathematical formulas applied on each and every column. So like a count, it will give the count, the minimum value, the maximum value, the standard deviation, average, 75% value, 25% value, and all these things will be applied on all columns and it will be displayed, right? And apart from all these things, we are having one more property called a shape. So we can know the shape of the table, right? So shape will give the number of rows and columns, number of rows and number of columns, right? So I'm just giving the overview of all these things. So later, after this one, so I will demonstrate each and everything by using one Excel sheet, right? So shape, and also slicing. Slicing, simply we can go with here we can write the starting index, stop index. So here we should not call it as index, we can give a row number, starting row number, stop row number, and the step row number, step size. So the difference between different rows. So by default it will be 0, by default it will be the length of a rows, the last row number, and this will be 1 by default. These are all the, see, this is the maximum. These are all the default values. So just similarly, which we have seen in the basic concepts like list or tuples, right? And if you want to access only one column, then just go with the data frame, so which we have created, of simply give the column name, so that only the thing will be displayed. And if you want to get a multiple columns, simply you can write, so this is the single column. And if you want to get the multiple columns, data frame of, give the another subscript. Here we can write a column 1, column 2, right? So it will give the complete columns, 2 columns from the table. Okay, so multiple columns. This gives the multiple columns. And if you want to apply the slicing for this, only these 2 columns, simply you can go with data frame of, give the column names, column 1, column 2. So here I am writing simply column 1. Here you need to write the column name 1, column name 2, and simply give the start, stop, and step. So this will give the slicing operation. So first it will give only 2 columns. So for those 2 columns, we will apply the slicing operation. So like this we can apply. And if you want to get the data in individual rows, so first row, second row, third row, then you need to use a for loop. So I will show you. For give a 2 variables, that is the index value and the row value. There is a function called iter rows. Okay, so data frame dot iter rows, so that it will iterate one by one. So simply you can print the index as well as the row. So automatically each and every row will be displayed. So after completion of first row, the second row will be displayed. After completion of second row, third row will be displayed. If you want to get only one row, there is a one more option called dataframe dot loc of 1. This will give a single row. It will give a single row. Or if you want to get the row of a particular value, okay, condition based retrieval, then you can go with a df.loc. So again so column name, okay, column name is equal to give the value here. Automatically it will give the particular row with this condition. Okay, first this condition will be executed and that particular row will be displayed here. So don't worry if you are having a confusion. So I will execute each and every concept which I have discussed here. So by using the Jupyter notebook. So we'll log into the Jupyter notebook and I will show you. So first we'll read one Excel. So and then from that particular Excel we'll create a data frame and we'll see all these ways how can we access the rows and columns or values from that particular data frame, right? So let's move on to the Jupyter notebook. Hello friends, so just now we have seen the syntax for accessing the data and also slicing operations on the data from the Excel in Pandas, right? So in the previous session we have seen how to load the data from the Excel or a CSV file. So first we'll load the data from the Excel file, right, and then we'll apply the accessing statements. And see, I have taken some Excel sheet with some sort of students with particular marks. I will load this one and then we'll access the particular elements. So in order to load the Excel, we had a function called read_Excel. So first of all, we need to import the pandas and then we need to read the data and then we have to give the data as an input to the data frame. Right. Now first I will import pandas. I will give some alias name, some pd, and see after executing this one, then I will take the input d is equal to read_Excel. So I am taking the Excel document, so I have given some Excel read_Excel. If you are dealing with the CSV, we can go with the read_CSV. Okay, now here we need to give the path, copy the path here. So you need to give the complete path of the file. So go to the properties, you can find the complete path of that particular document. See, you can just simply copy this one. So this is the location, just copy this one and paste it, right, -marks.xlsx, and here in Python we need to give it double quotations, double slash in the address. Okay, I have given some double slash, I have executed. Sorry, pd.readExcel. Okay, now I have to create a data frame. So df is equal to some pd.data frame of d. So I have passed some d to the data frame. So one data frame is created. Now you can observe, if you print df, the data will be displayed here. You can observe here the index is from 0 onwards. Okay, roll number, name of student, Telugu, English, Maths, Science and Social. So there are some columns, some sort of columns are there, right? So this is how we can create the data frame. Now how to access the elements. So there is a function called df.head. It will give the first 5 rows. So you can observe here, there's a first 5 rows. It will give the first 5 rows of the data. And similarly, if you want to get more number of rows, df.head, and just pass the number of rows you need to get. So if you want to get some 7 rows, just go to the 7. So the complete 7 rows will be displayed. If you want to get only 2 rows, you go with the 2, so 2 rows. So here head function gives the rows from the beginning itself. So if you pass 2, the first 2 rows from the topmost 2 rows will be displayed. If you go with the 7, so topmost 7 rows will be displayed, right? So if you are not giving any parameter to this head function, 5 rows will be displayed. Similarly, there is another function called tail. So it will give last 5 rows. It will give last 5 rows. And here, similar to our head function, in tail function also you can pass the parameter, so the number of rows to be displayed. If you give 10, the last 10 rows will be displayed. Last 10 rows will be displayed here. So these are the main functions to access the complete rows. And also, if you go with the df.describe, some sort of functions will be applied and will be displayed. See, for each and every column, the count will be displayed. So total 20 rows are there, so 20. Here it gives a 20. For all the columns it will apply this count. And the mean, for complete column elements, the mean value is like this. So for the first column, the mean value, for the second column it's a mean value, right? And standard deviation, the minimum value, what is the minimum value in the given this one, right? And the 25%, 50%, 75%. Similarly, the maximum also will be given. The maximum will also be given, right? So like this describe function will give the basic mathematical formulas will be applied to each and every column and it will be displayed, right? So this is the describe. And if you want to know what are the columns available in that data frame, so just go with the df dot columns. So automatically it will give all the columns. So you can observe here roll number, name of students, Telugu, English, Maths, Science and Social. So these are the columns available in the given data frame, right? So if you want to know the shape of the data, so go with the df dot shape, it will give the shape. So 20 rows and 7 columns. Here you can observe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 columns and 20 rows. So there are 20 rows with 7 columns. 20 rows with 7 columns. Now, how to access the single column? So here we know that it is having some 7 columns. If you want to know only a single column, just go with a df of, give the column name here. So it is a roll underscore number. So only roll number will be displayed here. Only roll number will be displayed. And if you give head, if you apply the head here, it will give only 5 elements, the first 5 elements. So I am just accessing the roll number, that too only first 5 rows, right? And if you want to access more number of rows, so roll number, I need to get a Telugu marks, right? So I will give this one. See, so you need to pass the number of columns you required in subscript, so that we'll get a multiple columns with the given head. So if I want to get 10, so I will just get the first 10 rows with the roll number and a Telugu. And if you want to also, if you also want to know about a number, another column like social, so go with this one. So you can get the total Telugu and social marks. Right? So like this we can also apply for the tail also. So we can also replace this head to tail, so that we'll get the last 10 rows. Okay, and then the next one is a slicing. We can also give the slicing. So head will give only top 5 rows and tail will give only last 5 rows. Or else we can pass the argument so that many number of rows will be displayed. That is from top and bottom. So if you need a range of rows, if you need to display the range of rows, then here also we need to use a slicing operation. See, I will go with the slicing. See, 1 to 10. See, df of 1 to 10. So from first row onwards, it will be displayed till the 9th row, because 10 is the last element, so it will not be displayed here. So this is slicing. So you can give the start index and stop index here, so that will be displayed. And also you can give the step size. So I need to go with the 2. So all the 2 difference elements will be displayed. So first row, third row, fifth row, seventh row, and ninth row. Right? If you go with some 5, we'll go only 2 elements, 1 and 6. 1 and 6. So the student name, the marks, and all these things will be displayed here. Okay, if you want to get only columns, particular columns, so then df of, go to the column, so go with the roll number and comma. If you want to have the name of the student, see, name of student, and I need to get the Telugu marks, Telugu. Right? So I need to use the subscript here, right? I need to use the subscript here. So if you press enter, we'll get all the elements, right? If you want to slicing, I just want only a few elements. So just go with the one more, this one, and apply the slicing here. So I just want to get the numbers, give the index values. So from 1 to 6. Sorry, yeah, you can observe 1 to 6, that means from first row till 5th column. And if you are not giving here 1, we'll get from 0 onwards, the starting index. And if you are not giving some 6, and if you apply from 5, so we'll get from 5 to end, 5 to end. So like this we can apply the number of, we can apply the slicing, right? Next, single row. If you want to get the single row, see, LOC, we need to apply the LOC method. LOC of 1. 1 means the index 1 row will be displayed here. You can observe name of the student, Telugu, English. So the format has been changed. The format has been changed. Okay, so previously it will be a table data, tabular format, and here we are getting the row wise, the complete row wise. And if you want to access a multiple elements like this in a similar way, go with the LOC of, go with the slicing operation 1 to 6, so that we'll get the tabular format. Okay, again we'll get the tabular format. So we can use the LOC or directly you can go with the this one, index value slicing, to access the multiple rows, right? And then if you want to apply, if you want to get all the rows in this fashion, if you want to get all the rows in this fashion, you need to go with the for loop for index rows in, there is a function called iter rows. It will iterate all the rows in the data frame. So simply you just give index comma rows, so automatically we'll get all the elements in the same fashion. So in the same fashion we'll get all the rows. So you can observe here roll number 1, name of the student, marks of for different subjects, and after that roll number 102, the name and marks, roll number 3. So like that we'll get all the elements till the roll number 120. Or else you can simply use the number of rows to be displayed here. Here you can pass the column name. Okay, so if I give the name of student, so we'll get only those values. And if you want to get the roll number, see, we need to give the subscript, right? We need to give the subscript, and here, sorry. yeah, sorry, you can get only the name of the student and roll number. And if you want to get the marks, simply you can add a marks also, Telugu. So automatically we'll get the three columns: roll number, name, and Telugu. And again, roll number, name, and Telugu. The marks of the particular student in Telugu. Right? So like this, we can access a row wise or in a tabular format. Simply, if you want to get in a tabular format, simply you can go with a DF of some 1 to 10, so that we'll get all the elements in different, right? So hope you understood this one. And if you want to search with a condition, just go with the df dot loc of, you can search here df of column name. So column name, just go with a roll number. So accessing the row, okay, roll number, is equal to, give the value here. So I just want to know the details of a roll number 105. So I'll give simply 105, so that I will get the complete details of that particular row. So if you want to access the marks of a particular student, we can use this one. So we can pass the complete thing in LOC. So df of, just go with the name of student is equal to, if I say I need to access the marks of Sundeep, so I will get the marks of Sundeep. So first this will be executed, and that index will be executed to this location, all right, and that will be applied here. And if you go with one more name like Srinidhi, so see, we'll get the marks of particular student. So like this, we can access the values or access the rows or columns of a table in data frame. So hope you understood this session. So in this session we have seen the head function, tail function, and how to access the columns, individual columns, how can we apply the slicing, how can we access a multiple columns, okay, how can we access the particular row, and all these things. So let's stop here, and if you have any doubts regarding this accessing the elements of a data frame, so feel free to post your doubts in the comment section. Definitely I will try to clarify all your doubts. And if you really understood my session, like my session, share my session with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much.